guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber from Kajin Cosplay, and tonight we're watching with you guys Vikings! Episode 7 of Season 2,
Blood Eagle. So now, you know what Blood Eagle means, apparently, because you've looked history up on the internet a few times.
Like I said, I used to have so many free times when I was younger.
so much free time that you looked up tortures and medieval torture sessions and stuff.
Not my fault if YouTube sent it to my friend on videos.
YouTube sends really weird videos to our trend list. Anyway, but you know what Blood Eagle is. I have no idea what I'm in for this episode. But yeah, last episode, Ragnar was kind of forced to make peace with Jarl Borg, and for a while it seemed like he was gonna do it, but then family is more important to him than anything else, and he needed to have his revenge. And Rollo was all in for this. Yeah. So at night they kind of took Jarl Borg, they beat him up, they brought him to the throne room, sort of, and the king is just standing by, and he's like, what are you doing? He has no choice in that.
No say in it, no power in it.
Yeah.
You just need to watch.
It looks like Siggy's been caught, like she's been sleeping with the king, and to have him on her side, and she also slept with his son because he asked her to. And Rollo seemed pretty pissed at her, so we have a feeling that Floki might have heard and told.
Maybe.
But right now we're way more focused on what's gonna happen to Jarl Borg with that blood eagle thing. So we're pretty excited for this. You are excited for this, most of because you know.
Hell, I am.
You know what to expect. Yeah. So without further ado,
let's watch it.
And let's go.
Are you going to proceed with the execution of Jarl Borg? I am. I understand your reasons.
Okay.
At the same time, without Jarl Borg's ships and warriors, we cannot hope to mount a successful raid on Wessex.
We will find another ally.
When?
Soon. I have sent out word.
Well, Lagertha now has a few men.
We don't know if she's gonna be the leader.
No, but the people might follow her.
I want my revenge on King Ecbert, and I shall have it. Come what may.
I mean, he's okay with that.
Fair enough.
Just let him have his revenge first.
I have some news for you.
Is she pregnant?
I'm carrying our child.
Be happy, please. It doesn't seem to be happy though.
He didn't want one.
Poor child to have such a father.
You will be a wonderful father.
No, Helga, I will be the worst father. And my child. Oh, you gods, what have I done?
Please don't frighten me. I'm so happy.
Shh. You're right. No, I'm a fool. I always was a fool. We shall be so happy. You and I and our beautiful child. Let's get married, Helga. There is no one else for me now. Let's get married. And may the gods bless us. For we are such friends to them.
Yes.
Yes.
And all of our friends. Torsten and Ragnar.
No. Not Ragnar. Everything here is for Ragnar. I've known him a long time. I helped him rise. I built his ships. And now he is Earl Ragnar. And our little world waits upon him and eats from his hand. But he cannot have everything. He cannot have you and me.
Interesting.
It's a bit true though that
Ragnar has a lot.
Ragnar has a lot of recognition, but Floki built the boat who sent them to England.
Certain things have changed.
They've changed because Ragnar Lothbrok has humiliated you. It's only the start of his real ambitions.
Meaning?
Meaning Ragnar Lothbrok wants to be king.
I'm not sure about that.
He's good at manipulating people. Jarl Borg.
True.
And he's doing the same to the king as he did Rollo.
His fame eclipses even yours.
That's kind of true, though.
True.
What would you have me do?
I would arrange for my escape. And then I would kill Ragnar Lothbrok and make his brother Earl.
If you do that, the ruler's gonna go after you and kill you because you killed his own brother. Not a good plan.
Ragnar Lothbrok is no longer alone in attacking our shores.
He's still the greatest disturbance to our world.
And very likely to return here. If his army lands in Northumbria, I will come at once to your aid and trust that you will do the same for me.
I'm not alone in fearing your true ambitions, King Ecbert. It has been said that gaining the throne of Wessex was never going to be enough for you. And that even now, you have plans to attack the kingdom of Mercia.
If you and I join together, not only against the Northmen, but also against Mercia, we should surely overcome it.
He's got a point.
We could then divide Mercia up between us as we saw fit.
After we have conquered Mercia, what is to stop you from turning on your smaller ally?
You got a son, he has a daughter.
King Ayla, I am proposing the formal marriage of my oldest son and heir, Aethelwulf, to your
Marriage.
beautiful daughter, Judith. Now then, what do you say?
He reminds me of a gentler Tywin Lannister. He's got so much ambition. And I mean, he's good at talking, just like Ragnar. And I feel like there's always something beneath it. He looks really happy. I'm just afraid of people taking advantage of that, but I'm happy he's getting married with
It's
her.
really nice that we see both the difference between the two cultures.
How it's done.
Yeah.
Do you, Aethelwulf, son of Ecbert, before all these witnesses here gathered, take this woman, Judith, daughter of
It's a lot more traditional, a lot more rituals in their culture, and it's just open love and just happiness and just festivities
It's a huge
with the others.
celebration, yeah.
The sword transfers the father's power of protection over the woman to her new husband.
Do you, Judith, before all these witnesses, take this man, Aethelwulf.
So different. Gotta say that one of the weddings is a marriage of power and the other is a marriage of love, so...
Do you swear to the gods that you want to marry this man?
I do swear.
Let these rings be a permanent sign that you are united in holy matrimony, in the eyes of these people and in the eyes of God.
Pleasantly surprised, because we were waiting for torture this episode and we're getting weddings. Yay!
The calm before the storm?
Probably.
Did you mean it when you said you would help me free Jarl Borg from prison?
Yes.
But why? For a joke.
Dude, for a joke on who, though?
Blood Eagle is a very special punishment, reserved for those who especially angered the gods. The offender gets down on his knees, and his back is open with knives, and then with axes his ribs are chopped away from his spine, and then his lungs are pulled out of these huge bleeding wounds and laid upon his shoulders, so they look like the folded wings of a great eagle.
That's what
And he must stay like that until he dies. If he suffers in silence, he may enter Valhalla.
Holy shit.
But if he screams, he can never enter its portals.
So on top of a torture, physical torture, it relies on his own strength, though, so he feels he's betrayed himself if he screams.
Earl,
Damn it.
is here.
Okay. Trap?
I don't think it is, no.
Earl Ecbert?
A good trap!
She is Earl.
That's why she didn't come. The family's coming together again.
She became Earl before Roland. I'd be angry at that.
Well, she killed an Earl.
We are equal. I'm sure this is difficult for you.
It is not difficult at all. How many ships?
4 ships. Over 100 warriors.
We're playing with each other.
So will you accept me as an ally?
I have been betrayed by Earls before. So if you are really Earl Ecbert, then it's a no. But if you're still the Lagertha I remember, then it is a yes.
I really love the chemistry between the two. Ooh.
He got played. And true, Ragnar got his ally, so no need for Jarl Borg anymore.
Yeah. I'm happy because I thought someone was really breaking him out. Let's not forget who was about to betray him, though. It's so easy to turn your back on your allies if you find a better deal.
The shots are really beautiful.
Yeah. And Ragnar's all in white, too. It looks really good. He screamed and...
That's his wife?
Yeah.
Oh. Didn't scream yet, right?
No. Like, even they are repulsed. I'm actually in wonder that he's not in shock yet. And he's still conscious.
Just like what you see saw, okay.
He became the eagle.
So you just saw
A blood eagle. Holy shit, that was brutal. One thing though I noticed is that just the lack of force there was. I mean, these guys are warriors. you lose a battle, you lose a battle. Yes, he was pretty, he hoped that the king was going to free him, and he was trying to work his way out of this prison one way or the other. But when he realized that there was no escaping it, he faced it like a champ. He stood there, and he's not tied up or anything. Like, he's the one that goes on his knees, and his wife is standing right there, and she's looking at him, and she accepts it. Like, she has nothing else that she can do. And then Ragnar, when he can no longer keep his hand on that support, Ragnar goes and looks at him, and he's like, nodding, like, keep going, I can take it. It's almost like they accept that they weren't strong enough to win, so now they have to take the punishment, and that's part of life. You lose, then you take the punishment, and you go on. It's not the end for them. And since he stayed silent, in his mind, he's going to Valhalla, so, he's not worse off than anyone who died in battle.
If we compare it to other beliefs, like for Christians, the ultimate goal is to go to heaven when they die, so gonna live the purest life ever. For Viking, the ultimate goal is to go to Valhalla, so gonna live the life of a warrior and be the most possible worthy.
They need to show their worth.
Their worthiness to go there,
Yeah.
So since, like we said, he lost, and he recognized that he lost, and there's no escape from receiving a blood eagle as a punishment, he's gonna be worthy of his punishment and
face it. To at least enter Valhalla in the end, like, to still be worthy of dining with the gods.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed, like, how strong these guys were, how much someone can take. Like, nowadays, most people can take pain that way, but we never know until it happens. And I've heard stories of people that have gone through so much, and they can still take it, and they're still alive when it happens, and they don't scream. Like, there's this guy who was, we're gonna talk torture today, I'm sorry, but there's this guy whose punishment was they placed a board on him, and they started piling heavy rocks on the board, so he was basically pressed to death. And
on his hand or on his body?
No, he was lying down, and they put a board on him like that, and they kept piling rocks until he splattered. And his last words were more weight.
Yeah.
When some people truly believe that they're dying for a cause, motivation takes a lot. It gives you a lot to go through this. When you have a strong will and a strong motivation, you can withstand a lot. And to see them go through that, I'm really impressed he was still conscious by the end.
You know what it reminded me of a bit? Mel Gibson and Braveheart.
Oh yeah, the guy he represents in Braveheart too, like, he's been through a lot as well, and he still he took it. It's incredible how much how strong people can be. And as much this guy was a manipulator, and he was sweet talking Rollo. He tried to sweet talk the king as well. He knew his way around the conversation, just like Ragnar. And I gotta give him respect for at least playing the role, playing the part very well. He betrayed Ragnar, and he had to pay for it. Like, his family was important to her, and he went after it when Ragnar was not even there to defend it. But just like Jarl Haraldsson, he realized really easily that if you go after Ragnar's family, you're not going to live very long after.
No.
So, yeah. I really enjoy watching the amount of respect and just how much they value a warrior's life and suffering. Just like they did not push it, like they did not mock him on that stand, and just like they also respect his wife, and they're not making her suffer for her husband's choices. And
Rollo said that
they could have killed the kid.
They could have killed Siggy when Haraldsson died.
Yep.
Ragnar didn't.
No.
And they could have also... I don't know if they're gonna kill Torvi, because that's the name that I confused with Thorin, sorry. They could always kill her afterward.
Yeah, maybe they made her live so she could witness the torture. But
maybe. So I don't know if she's gonna survive after that. I hope that she does.
and she's still pregnant. The thing with her being pregnant is that that kid one day might grow up and decide to take revenge for his dad. Like, you never know what could happen in the future, and especially in those days, you know, it's not a good idea to leave matters like this behind. Like, look at Siggy. She still has that anger, and she is still manipulating her way up the ladder. True. And we were right. Like, Rollo heard about what she did.
He's good at playing the game too.
He waited till he was in a position of power with her, and she was at his mercy to confront her. So, because I mean, she's really good at manipulating him as well, and she's saying it's for him. But I feel like what everyone wants when they're saying, "Oh, we need to put Rollo as in Ragnar's place. We need to make him an earl. We need to use him." It's not for Rollo's sake, because they don't take into consideration what he truly wants. It's just for his advancement. He
wants to be like his brother, not his brother.
Yeah, there's that.
He doesn't want to take his place. He wants to be equal to him.
And I mean, I think he wants that now, at least now that he's changed, now that he's been through this misery for 4 years, and he's finally got Ragnar's respect back. I think he wants to prove that he's worthy of that power in that place. Like, he doesn't want to steal it, and he doesn't want to do it the coward's way. He doesn't want people to do it for him either. If he becomes Earl, that's going to be because he made the right choice and he did the right thing. At least that's how I think he's feeling right now. And,
a lot of ways, find a Earl nearby, married him, and get him, take his place just like
Lagertha. I mean, Lagertha, that was a long time coming. Like, she was a piece of shit. It's so cool to see her come back and just play this game with Ragnar, just, you know, bring him in the forest and just show up like that with all smiles, and he thinks it's really funny. I really love their chemistry.
I didn't know that the woman could be Earl, though. So
I don't know either.
If that's something true historically, or if they just did that for the show. Maybe you can write it down, guys, if it's woman and
I mean, at the end of the day,
could become Earl.
At the end of the day, like, yes, some women were not granted the same titles as men, but history has shown several women, you know, being captain of a ship, pirates, warriors, samurais. Like, women were not offered these titles, but they would take these titles anyway. And I mean, they're just as badass as most men. So
never said they weren't.
Even though I think it might not be common, like, it's not something that happen, people are entitled to their own opinions. And if they find a woman that is really strong and a warrior and just capable of leading their group, they can follow her, all right? That's what they're doing here. So
true.
Whether it's accurate or not.
Borg.
Yeah, yeah. Whether it's accurate or not, I actually really like that this is happening in the show.
True.
So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And that gives her a reason for being with her son and her ex, basically.
And going to England.
I had a feeling that when Ragnar was looking at her train and Aslog was coming up the stairs, when he, you know, he tried to rise, and then after that he helped Aslog, but I had a feeling he was about to go train with Lagertha, and then he saw his wife and he was like, oh, okay, take care of your wife first.
Yeah.
That's not going to help his
that's
issues.
That's the thing, that I don't know if you saw it, but when he was talking to Lagertha in the forest and just circling her on his horse, you said it was they were playing together, and he was enjoying himself.
Yeah.
Not with Aslog, because we know that he doesn't love her as much as he did for Lagertha, or just as he is right now, because I don't think that his feelings are dead right now.
No, I think he has more fun with Lagertha because she's also a friend. They share the same passions, the same way of thinking, and just they're similar. Whereas with Aslog, he found her beautiful and she's giving him children. She gave him a family. So this is what he loves with Aslog. Whereas Lagertha, she could be just as much a best friend as a wife. You add to that the fact that she's really beautiful, and she gives him a challenge, and there you go. That's his ex-wife.
Yeah. Also, she was. We saw when she went to help him, there was a lot of women with her as shield maiden, and more of them were training, so I think that she's
gonna have her little army of shield maidens.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool. Now, all the unease, all the secrets, everything that's going on. You know that scene where Siggy was going from Floki's wife to the king, and then Floki talking to Bjorn, and like, everyone just trying to do their thing, and Ragnar's standing to the side looking at it all, and I'm like, do you know more than we think you know? Are you aware of what Siggy's doing? Because
of course he does.
He trusted Jarl Borg, and he paid for it with his family's security, and before that he trusted that Earl Arlson was not going to do anything, that he had the upper hand, and he ended up attacking his farm and almost killing his family. So, and I mean, same thing with Rollo. He trusted Rollo, and then Rollo turned on him. So I'm like, when is it gonna stop? Like, is he gonna keep trusting people and just suffer, or is he actually making a move and keeping an eye on everyone, absolutely everyone? Because he trusts Lagertha because he knows her. He trusts his family because he knows them.
The thing is, the more power you have, the more people are gonna try to go and play against you and scam behind your back. So I'm pretty sure that Ragnar already knows what's going on and just didn't say a word, just let it play in front of him. And by the end of it, he say, "Haha, I had the bigger hand the whole time."
I hope so, because a lot of people now.
If King Eric is trying to play him,
Isn't that Oric?
King or Eric, the king. You know who I'm talking about. Thank you. So if he's trying to play against Ragnar, I'm pretty sure that Ragnar's gonna have 2 or 3 steps ahead of him.
I sure hope. I mean, the guy is not Jarl Borg. Like, I think the king doesn't really care who he has as an ally, as long as he has the upper hand, and that the person that he is allied with can give him what he wants.
Yeah, but if he senses that Ragnar is trying to overcome his own authority as a king, he's gonna go against
it. That's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't care that he was at war with Jarl Borg, because the Jarl can give him. Well, he could, now he's dead, but he could give him ships, and he could give him a chance to have his revenge on King Ecbert. And Ragnar is doing as he pleases. Like, he's listening to the king, but he usually goes with what he wants first. Like he did with Earl Arlson. He might respect you, and he might follow you, but if he has a conflict of interest here, if something is more appealing to him, he usually goes for that first, and then after that he's going to help you. Just like he took care of Jarl Borg before, even though the king wanted to, make peace with him, and then he said, well, I'm going to take care of your revenge, but after. I don't care what you want. I'll do my thing first. So that's why I think that it would be a good thing for Ragnar to become king, because then his way of thinking and doing things would be all right. But right now, people are manipulating others, and they're just planning stuff and planning to backstab him, and I'm really afraid of what they're gonna do. Siggy she's dangerous.
A dangerous slide too.
At least now Rollo is aware of some of what's going on, like parts of what's going on, but Siggy just keeps telling secrets. And then there's this whole thing with Floki, who I don't think he hates Ragnar. I don't think it's that. I think it's just that, like he said to his wife, I think it's just that he's given a lot to Ragnar, and Ragnar has had everything, and Floki ends up with nothing, and he likes to have this thing for himself. He likes to finally be able to say, this is for me, this is just for me. Like, I don't want him to have a part in this, because I don't know, it's almost like he's saying, I made something for myself for once, instead of me making something for someone else's success. There's a lot about Floki that we still don't know, and
like I said, it's true that Ragnar got praise and applause because he was the one to give the idea to sail to West and going to England.
You think Floki wants that?
I don't know if he wants that, but he was the one who created the boat strong enough to sail west. I didn't see nobody appraising, oh my god, Floki, you're the boat master!
I think he wants the gods' approval more than people's approval. And I feel like maybe he's so afraid of deceiving them and he's so afraid of just angering them that he likes to do just about everything that to make them happy. And since right now, if you look at everything they've done, you could all actually say, well, it's Ragnar who did them. The gods won't really look at Floki and be like, well, yeah, I mean, you did some great stuff. So he wants to have something for himself, something to show for himself. But I mean, it's speculations at this point because we don't really know. We don't see Floki very often. We don't see how he thinks very often.
We don't see much of his background. We know that he's happy to be a father, but he's scared.
He's scared of how he's going to end up as a father. Which means that maybe it has to do with how his dad treated him. You know, sometimes when you get raised in a family that's horrible, you don't want to have kids because you're afraid you're going to do the same thing your parents did.
Maybe.
Could be that, but then, I mean, look at, I don't know. I thought the last time we heard about this, I thought it was because he said, what if he ends up like me? And I'm like, he is left out, and he's an outcast, and he's a bit weird, and I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot about his character, and he's a really interesting guy. I want to see more about him. I want to see more about why he's thinking like this.
What did you think about the Viking weddings?
Oh, it's so cool. Beautiful. There's a lot of passion and love in there, and it's so different from a Christian wedding, and especially in these days, because usually Christian wedding between, princesses, princes, just lords and stuff.
Yeah, those are for power and alliances.
Alliances,
yeah. Sorry, guys.
It's rarely for love, and you see, it's almost like an obligation, it's a job you're taking on in the Christian wedding, whereas in the Vikings wedding, it's really genuine, like it's genuinely love, and it's not about you are entrusted with the protection of this person and now you are forced to love him or her for the rest of your life, and this is your duty. This is the Christian way, I feel like. And when you look at the Vikings, it's like, do you promise to love this person, and do you really want to do this? Oh yeah, you want to do this. It's all about feelings, and it's all about how the how the people getting married feel about one another, and I feel like it's so cool. It's cool. Sorry, I can't speak today. But yeah, it was a good episode.
I'm just glad that we saw Floki so happy during the day, and just jumping around and running through the water and take Helga and carrying her to the ceremony.
Yeah, we see him happy a lot, but in this way, not too much.
But usually it's a happy, joking way, like I'm gonna play you and maybe cut your throats when you don't look, but genuine happiness right now.
I'm wary of everything that went on this episode. The king making a deal with Floki, and Floki being up for it. He was about to help him out for a joke. He said, I sure hope the joke is on the king and not Ragnar. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do next now that Jarl Borg is dead. And now that Lagertha is here too, like now that he's got an ally, he's got ways to go west. So we're gonna go back west, and now they have 2 kingdoms to face.
Yep.
If not 3, because I don't know if they're gonna go after the other kingdom first. All right, we're gonna move on.
To show some mercy to the Mercia kingdom.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it's already on Patreon. The link is in the description.
Yep, so if you want to watch now, you can click and you can subscribe, or you just wait for the next one to go out on YouTube, guys.
Exactly.
See you then.
Bye.